Hey, what's going on, world? This is Taiwan Mixon, and I'm going to be sharing with you all my journey of overcoming COVID. On January 4th, I was experiencing some breathing issues and some pain in my side. So bad to the point where I can just remember like it was yesterday it was on a Sunday. We've been off for 2 weeks. I'm in the teaching field. I'm also working in the fast food industry, uh, and also mentoring middle school kids. Um, I was in a lot of pain. Um, I would say the second week of Christmas break, the second week of Christmas break, I was experiencing a lot of different symptoms. Like I had some fever. When I would get a fever, I would take a leave. I had probably a headache for about just 3 days straight where I would just take a leave to alleviate some of the pain. I had some chills. Um, but on that Saturday, I don't normally, I'm a go getter. I'm normally moving around, always doing something. On that Saturday, I called in for work that night with my fast food job. And I told my boss, man, I'm just not feeling well. And I ended up sleeping the whole day, which is rare for me. I don't normally do that. I don't normally lay in the bed all day, but I didn't want to get up. I was just painting all night, all morning and all night long. I was just feeling just real bad. So that Sunday, I was feeling the same way. Um, and that night, I called my pastor and I told him I'm hurting. And he prayed with me along with another gentleman, um, Mr. McKnight. He prayed with me, and they told me I need to go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, see what's going on. I'm having trouble breathing. Um, they admit me. They put me in the emergency room. I was able to get a room, and they gave me a COVID test. They took my blood pressure. My COVID test, they stuck the swab all the way up my nose, which was a little uncomfortable. But hey, I had to get the test done to see what's going on. They come back to me and they let me know, hey, you have COVID. So immediately I'm wondering, okay, what do we do next? At this point, I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm just trying to catch my breath as they're talking to me. And so they admit me. They said they're going to have to run a bunch of tests. So once they admit me, they test me for blood pressure, of course. They gave me some a test where I did X-rays on my chest, as well as an ultrasound to test for blood clots. So in this process of all this testing, I'm inside the emergency room, and I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Mind you, I hadn't ate in about 2 weeks at this point because I just lost my appetite. I wasn't hungry. I later found out that was due to all the Aleve I was taking, which created inflammation in my stomach. So I'm inside the hospital, and which is the emergency room for that night. Um, that next morning, they admit me to ICU. So I want to say that's January 4th. Forgive me about my dates. They admit me in the ICU. At this point, I don't know what's really going on. I don't know much about ICU or anything like that. But ICU is intensive care because they found a blood clot in each lung. So, mind you, I'm trying to breathe, which is a battle for me. The fight is on. And I'm really struggling, gasping for air. Imagine trying to quench your thirst and being unable to do so. And I was really weak because I wasn't able to eat. and I wasn't able to just focus at times. And so I really, really relied heavily on talking to my pastor daily. I didn't tell too many people that I was in the hospital. I just talked one on one with him, and to keep my mind sane through this process. I had never been in a fight like this, to where fighting for my life. And the battle was on. Once I got to ICU, I mean, it was the COVID floor. Everybody on that floor has COVID, and we're just all up there fighting. And so they put me on a breathing machine. I'm breathing on the breathing machine the whole time. Through the night, it was just painful. I could sleep for a couple of hours, but I couldn't lay down, so I had to sit up in a chair the whole time, because I felt like if I laid down that I wasn't going to make it, as far as, because my breathing, I was just trying to control my breathing patterns. The whole time I was in there, I just only wanted positive thoughts, positive people to talk to, positive things, to keep my mind pure. And I was able to do so by being able to talk to the right people. And just, man, thankful for my church family. Just, they really, 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 really helped me through this process of recovery. And so I'm in the ICU. I'm in there for quite some time. At some point, they were saying, "Hey, you have to eat. You got to eat. I don't have an appetite, so how do you eat?" So I talked with my pastor, and I started slowly. I was eating fruit the whole time. I would eat. I know I could eat fruit. I didn't have a sense of taste at that time, so nothing I ate, tasted good. And so I was just eating the fruit the whole time while I was in there, because you could order food, and I would do so, and I'm just at nighttime. I'm just wheezing, just gasping for air, just trying to control my patterns. I'm just, I don't know if you know anybody that has asthma or anything like that, but it's just similar to something like that, but just even worse, because my lungs felt like they were collapsing. And you don't want to panic, because that just makes things worse. So this process, I just kept doing the same routine process at night, gasping for air, deep in thought, because you have so much time from day to night, and you're only getting a couple hours of sleep. So your mind and your thoughts are just everywhere. So to keep me sane, I had some people I could call on. And I've never been in a battle like this where I'm just trying to breathe. Nurses coming in and out, taking your blood. I was not really a big fan of shots, but at this point, it was just, go ahead, stick me, and I was just thankful just that that God just kept my mind. I couldn't have done any of this without God, and I'm truly thankful for Him having mercy on me, giving me an opportunity to share my testimony with others. So I'm in the ICU. I'm started to feel a little bit better, where I could eat some pasta. I found a trick that I could do with a pillow. I put it underneath my bottom area. I was able to alleviate some of the pain sitting up, so I could get some sleep. But for 3 nights in a row, I had to use morphine to go to sleep. And I did that 3 nights in a row. Then they said, "Hey, you're healthy. You passed the breathing test, and we're going to go ahead and release you." It was on a Wednesday. So they said, "Hey," they had me on blood thinner while I was in there. And they said, "You're going to have to be on blood thinner for 3 to 6 months from a pill form." So once they took me off the machine for a day to see how my body was going to react, it was up and down. It's a struggle, because I'm not on the machine any longer. I'm not on the breathing machine any longer. I'm breathing on my own. And I'm taking the blood thinner by pill now. And so when they released me from the hospital, I was still having trouble breathing, which was like on a Wednesday. And I was still in pain. I knew something was going on because I lived 15 minutes from the hospital, but it took me about 2.5 hours to get home. And I'm just in pain, and I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm struggling, gasping for air. And when I finally do make it home, call my pastor and let him know, hey, I made it. Because he had called me when I first got in the car, but my phone fell on the floor, and I was in so much pain I couldn't even reach down to grab the phone off the floor. It hurt to talk. It hurt to drive. I just really couldn't do much. Once I got home, the battle was on. I'm at home. I'm fighting. I'm sitting down in my chair, and just the overwhelming love that people showed me. It was just flat amazing. My church family, different ones brought just food and set it on my porch. Even my boss from my fast food restaurant, he brought food and set it on my porch. At this point, though, I really need my meds because I cannot miss a day on my meds as far as the blood thinner. So that battle was on. We ended up, I had to have a friend of mine who's a coach to go get my medicine because I was physically unable to really talk or move around to go do that. And so the fight was on there as well. We're there, and the lady's over the phone. She hears me on speaker and how much pain I'm in, and my benefits only covered a certain amount on the prescriptions. And so I still had a balance of about $300, which I didn't have. And I let him know, hey, I don't, he was like, what are we going to do? And so the lady, man, out of nowhere, she says, what's his first and last name? I give her my first and last name. And she says, hey, it's going to be $10. So folks, it was $10 to get my prescription, which was very expensive. And I know that, that's all God, making that happen. Because if I don't get this prescription and I don't get this medicine in me by the night, I was going to be in serious trouble. And he was able to get it. He dropped it off on my front porch. He waited, was very patient, waited 3 hours to get it. He had to go home and then come back and get it. And so I started taking my blood thinner at home. Through this process, I'm not realizing that I'm so weak, to the point it hurts to take a shower. I'm exhausted after I take a shower as if I played a whole football season or basketball season. Just everything was hurting. But when I did take the blood thinner, it makes you dizzy, you feel woozy, you feel funny. It's just, getting used to taking all the medicine. And then that second day being released from the hospital, I got a call from my mentor. And he called me and he instructed me to get vitamins. There's 5 vitamins he wanted me to get. And he said that I need to eat. He said, I need you to eat. Once he told me to eat, I started trying to find little things that I could eat. And I just stuck with it. I ate the same thing over and over again. Baked potato, spaghetti, pasta. That's the only thing I could really eat. I tried to eat some oatmeal. And just man, the fight was on. I had to feel like I had to learn how to walk at a faster pace because I walked extremely slow. I started doing stairs. I would do 10 stairs early in the morning. I also got to a point where I got a little bit stronger. I just kept doing one day at a time. I continued to increase and do different things. I ended up cleaning up my whole apartment. I had so much time. I even somebody from the church, they called for a COVID disinfector to come in and disinfect my whole house. And just truly had people that love me. My sister, I didn't tell my family, my immediate family, until I got out of the hospital because I didn't want my mom to be concerned with me. She's taking care of my dad, and I didn't want to be that burden, because I know she would have tried to come down and assist. But the thing was, at the hospital, you can't have visitors anyway, so I wouldn't want that stress put on her. But my sister, she definitely reached out, just different ones. I'm truly thankful for everyone that helped in my journey and road to recovery. And folks, I'm just here to hopefully that this testimony of the mercy of God and what He can do, and the situation I'm in. If you think about it, just having 2 blood clots in each lung, folks, and dealing with the COVID. It's many people that have died from COVID that didn't have blood clots. It's many people that have died that might have had pneumonia. Many people that have gone away. And I'm thankful that I'm still here to tell you all that, hey, God is real, and I just believe that He's not done with me. He has something else He wants me to do, and I'm going to obey and follow and do those things. I just thank you for listening. Hey, if you're tuning in to Gotmix.net, we would like you to subscribe to our channel. All you got to do is click that button and subscribe. Gotmix TV, you just got mixed.